Hey guys, what's going on? Corey Mathis coming to you, Corey Mathis Fishing, and super excited about to take a trip down to Florida. It's Tuesday before Thanksgiving, I believe it's the 23rd, and gonna get to fish the St. Johns River coming up this upcoming Wednesday, tomorrow, and Friday. So look for a video on the St. Johns River. It's a little different scenery, a lot different fishing when you go down to Florida. Been there a couple times. Really excited to go back and check that out. I have gotten some requests for some recaps of some of the videos. So I'm going to do a new series called Tackle Tip Tuesdays. No fishing in this video, just a little bit of explanation of what I do. So what I was going to go over, because I had a few requests for it, was my spinnerbait setup, and what I've been throwing this fall is the Screaming Eagle War Eagle spinnerbait. I've talked about that a little bit in the past, and I usually don't throw it in the spring. I usually throw the regular spinnerbait in the spring, and I tip it with a regular 2.8, 3.3 Kitech, and I do that to slow that bait down. But this time of year in the fall, I believe that speed is very important at times. And I think it's very important right now on a lake like Wedowee or West Point. You can reel a spinnerbait through a school of bait, and if it's not moving fast enough, those fish won't hit it. But if you burn it at times, it can really trigger those fish. So that's just a tip for you guys. I'm going to show you kind of the difference between the Screaming Eagle and the regular War Eagle spinnerbait. This is the regular, and this is the Screaming Eagle. All right, there's a few things. These are actually the same weight. They're both a 1/2 ounce, but most of the weight is in the head of this spinnerbait, and most of the weight is actually in the body of this spinnerbait. It gives it a little smaller profile, which is important in the fall because the bait fish are smaller. This one also has smaller willow leaves than this spinnerbait. And anybody who's fished a spinnerbait at any time knows that the bigger the blade, the more drag you have getting it back to the boat. And because of the way this head is shaped compared to this head, this is a much lighter wire than this one. The blades are smaller than this one, and because of that, hence the name Screaming Eagle. The biggest, well, one of the biggest positives or advantages to fishing that Screaming Eagle is that you can burn it and it won't turn. A lot of spinnerbaits, if you try to burn them and it's got too much drag, they'll turn over and the bait doesn't look natural. So with that Screaming Eagle, you can absolutely burn it. I've seen applications where fish are super shallow, and I mean like a foot or less, and you can burn that spinnerbait through there and they'll just wake and just crush it. I've seen applications where you can burn it over the top of a bait school, or you can let it sink to the bottom and then burn it up off the bottom, kill it, burn it up off the bottom and kill it. And that speed gets those fish to react, where this one just simply, you'll still get some bites, but there's a difference for sure. One other difference between these two, you can see the amount of skirt material. This one definitely has a little more than this one over here. With the trailer, you don't have to put a trailer on there, but I've got a Demiki armor shad, and I go with 2. I put a little bit bigger profile because I thought the bait fish at Wedowee were actually, surprised me, they were a little bit bigger than what I thought. But I used 2 on that Screaming Eagle. I'll either use the 3-inch or the 2.5, and this 2.5 looks super awesome on there too. But this is kind of a fluke style bait. Again, I don't want a paddle tail back here because that's going to slow it down. I want something really streamlined that just gives it a little bit of a shad profile from under that fish, where they'll have something to key in on and eat. But let me show you kind of the difference in the 3 and the 2.5. It's pretty considerable. That's the 3. And this is the 2.5. It looks really good too. Put that on there. All right, so you've got that. If you want to go super small with your trailer, again, you don't have to use a trailer, they'll still eat it. But I just think something that kind of looks like a minnow or a shad back behind that thing, I think it gives them something to kind of key in on, and I think the hookup ratio goes up a little bit with a trailer like that. All right, that's the bait itself. My setup is super simple. I'm throwing this on a Fitzgerald 7.3 medium heavy. It's actually a swim jig rod, but works good for a spinnerbait. Shimano 200 HG, and a 7:3:1 gear ratio. You don't want anything I guess too overpowering, but you want a high enough gear ratio where you can crank down on that thing and really get that thing to move. That's it for the spinnerbait. Oh, line 15-pound test is normal. If I'm really wanting to move it through the water, and it does make a difference, I might drop down to 12. I very rarely go up to 17 or 18 pound on my spinnerbait. So one other thing that I wanted to do on this video before it's over, I want to fish a series with FLW, which is MLF now. I'm not sure what they call themselves, but it's the old FLW series. And I want to fish either the Bama, Bulldog, or Choo Choo, and I thought what better way to decide than to let you guys decide. So in the comment section below, drop me a comment and let me know which series you would like me to fish next year. I'll film every one of them. I'll give you the practice videos, the before and the after, and the recap. But really quickly, the Bama is going to fish Eufaula in January, Mitchell in March, Lewis Smith in May, Neely Henry in June, and then Lay in September. The Bulldog, which I've never fished any of these lakes except Eufaula, is Lanier in February, Oconee in March, Sinclair in April, Eufaula May, and Lanier in September. And then the Choo Choo, which I boated the Choo Choo 2 years ago and did pretty well. I was in the top 10 most of the year, but then I had a bad tournament at Lewis Smith, but still ended up, I think, in the top I think I finished 21st that year. But in the choo-choo, they got Gunnersville in February, Pickwick in March, Wheeler in April, Chick in May, and Gunnersville in October again. So you guys decide. I'm gonna let this video play out until the end of the year, and then I'll make a decision and commit to one of these. But whoever gets the most votes, the Bama, the Bulldog, or the Choo-Choo from you guys is who I will, which tournament series I'll fish. So with that being said, yeah, hope these tips helped you. And if you don't have any Screaming Eagle spinner baits, you know, try it and try that burning technique. It definitely works. All right, see y'all.